Hey, Daniel Stafford here, host of the Stafford Voice, and I want to share with you something that is sitting pretty heavy with me right now. You know, there's a real problem brewing in the Middle East, and yet most people are dismissing the events as if nothing is happening. Yes, I'm referring to the Islamic State, or ISIS, if you will. You know, earlier this week on my show, I made reference to the game of chess. I explained to you what the pieces mean and even gave you some of the history of the game. And as I was explaining to you how these pieces relate to the real power struggle in the Middle East, you know, I don't know that I've fully explained what was going on and some of the things that we can potentially see. And you know, one of the pieces I talked about was the pawn. Remember, these little guys get dismissed almost all the time because they're viewed as expendable. Yet these pawns are the silent gems of the game. When one of these guys happens to make it all the way across the board through all the opposition's attacks, they get promoted. Which means that, you know, you're able to bring another more powerful piece into the game. Well, this ongoing game of chess that that's been playing out over there in the Middle East just got a little more interesting. You know, how so? Well, one of the pawns has made it across and has been promoted. Who? Boko Haram. Over the last few weeks, I've been keeping my eyes on this group. I didn't want to say anything before for fear that I would be labeled as one of those radical tinfoil hat conspiracy talking head guys. But the fact of the matter is this: Boko Haram was quickly improving in their video productions. This means something because, as you know, ISIS has been putting out videos with quite a bit of production behind them. Their videos have multiple layers, music, and even overlays with subtitles. Let's just say that they aren't putting out YouTube videos shot with a cell phone. Well, as of right now, Boko Haram has sworn on a formal allegiance to ISIS, or the Islamic State. They initiated their announcement on Twitter. Remember the piece called The Rook? Well, they're able to attack and even unite on many different levels of what they're doing. And one of those is social media, because of how fast the message can spread. So, what is their message? It's a message of unity. Boko Haram is calling for Muslims everywhere to pledge their allegiance to the caliphate, to the caliph. This is just the start of things to come. You can expect more of these fringe groups to follow suit. You know, this is a huge worry. You know, this gives an enormous amount of validity to the claims of this caliphate. I've talked about it a couple of times on the show before, and I hope that you had heeded my warnings. But not only did the Islamic State grow in numbers, but they're growing in territory, and they're doing this at an alarmingly fast rate. In order for the Islamic State to have validity behind their claims of a caliphate, they have to create unity in the area, and we're seeing that with Boko Haram jumping on board. In order for them to have claim to a caliphate, they have to have basically a land claim, and you know, they continue to spread. What I want you to realize is this is a real issue and should be cause of concern. We must stay vigilant and keep a watchful eye on what's happening right before us. This is a very complicated issue, and will only get more complicated if something doesn't happen soon to thwart their progress and their mission.